We're live. And not only are we live, we're off. Bournemouth against Manchester City, FA Cup quarter-final. A semi-final up against Nottingham Forest at Wembley is what it's stake here now. Big day for both of these teams, by the way. Both of these teams. Massive, massive day. I think we've saved the best for last here in terms of the FA Cup. I'm going to say that. I think we've saved the best game for last. Because we've seen so far a really cagey game in the Brighton and Nottingham Forest game. It was very cagey, ended up going to penalties. Wasn't exactly a feast for the eyes. Palace against Fulham maybe wasn't cagey, but it also... It wasn't free-flowing football, was it? It was Palace sitting deep, allowing Fulham lots of the ball. Fulham did nothing with it. Palace hit on the counter-attack, scored 3 goals very quickly, and they go through. Clinical Palace. So again, not necessarily a feast for the eyes. The exact same thing really with Villa and Preston. It was the first half was dreadful. There weren't really any chances in that one. And then Villa come out second half, bang, 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 3 really quick goals, high quality, cut Preston apart, game finished. This one, I think, is one where we can see it's going to be unique in that I think we're going to have a bit of an ebb and flow. We're going to have a bit of an ebb and flow. We're going to have Manchester City attacking, we're going to have Bournemouth attacking. I don't think either of these teams will dominate outright in this game. It's going to be a very, very good one to watch. Very good one to watch. And I'm really looking forward to it. Dan Juma's just scored for Girona against Barcelona. Ooh, that was... Just closed Edison down there a little bit. Right, I'm just catching up with the chat. What do you think of the draw? Well, I've only just heard the draw, literally just before I came live. So the draw is, as I understand it, the winner of this game plays Nottingham Forest at Wembley. The winner of... Palace play Villa. So it's Palace-Villa in semi-final 1, and it's Nottingham Forest against the winner of this game in semi-final 2. I think Bournemouth have got a very, very good chance to make it to the final. And I think Palace... So I actually think we're talking about a Palace-Bournemouth final. That's what we're looking at. Again, what do you think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. An apology, by the way. I am live to on all the normal platforms except for TikTok. I'm still waiting to hear back from Streamlabs, the software that I stream through. They have a technical issue with TikTok, and you can't stream at the moment via there for whatever reason. There's thousands of people who are all having the same issue. So I'm having some issues with TikTok. But everything else I'm live on. I'm live on Insta and Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and wherever. So wherever you're watching this, put your comments in. They're all going to come into the same centralised place here. I will see them. And we'll be going through them during the game. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be a really interesting one, but I fancy Bournemouth. I do. I fancy Bournemouth. Well, that's a lie, actually. I fancy City. I think City are the better team. City obviously have the better players, but I want Bournemouth to win. I want Bournemouth to win because I want a different FA Cup winner. So I'm rooting for Bournemouth. I think everyone is, to be honest, aren't they? Even Forest, you know, I think Forest would rather play Bournemouth than City. So time will tell. I am a couple of minutes behind. Well, not a couple of minutes, maybe a minute behind at best, because I'm watching this via ITVX, the app. So I may be a touch behind you. Maybe a touch behind if you're watching this via terrestrial TV, or if you've got it via your Sky or Virgin box or whatever. I'm watching this via the app, so there might be a slight lag. Ooh, Undergan's just got a telling off there from the referee. It's a free kick to Bournemouth. First opportunity to put the ball into the box. Bournemouth have gone wide with it and then pumped it long. I'm not sure what the hell that was. Here's Semenyo. He's a very good player, isn't he, Semenyo? Soler is the... I'm surprised. Have they dropped Kirkes? Have they dropped Kirkes, or is he injured? What's happening with Kirkes? I mean, Soler, I know, is really highly thought of at Bournemouth. It seems like an odd decision to put him in. Oh, Kirkes isn't even in the squad. Where's Kirkes? What's going on with Kirkes? Why is he missing? Let's have a look. Kirkes. Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me in the chat if you've got access to this info? No, Kirkes feels a massive loss for Bournemouth. He was pretty much man of the match in the November game when Bournemouth beat City. Hyson and Bournemouth, Hyson and Kirkes, big miss for Bournemouth. They're not missing Hyson as well, are they? No, is Hyson out? Oh, they're missing Zabani and Senesi at centre-back. Oh, yeah, they're missing the two best players. This is rough for Bournemouth. Oh, that's ruined this cup semi-final. Cup quarter-final, sorry. No Hyson, no Kirkes. I mean, as I say, it's not really surprising, I guess, that Soler might have been given some time in this one, because I know he's really highly thought of. Obviously, he come from Lanús in the Argentinian league. Very, very, big prospect. So it's not necessarily surprising, given that Kirkes is rumoured to be leaving the club this summer to Liverpool, apparently. But it's a free kick to Bournemouth on the edge of the area here. Kluivert stood over it. It's about 35 yards out. It might just be outside of shooting distance. If he scores from here, the keeper's either had an absolute shocker or it's an absolute worldie. But it's a free kick to Bournemouth. Kluivert's he is gonna hit it. Miles over. Miles over. Absolutely miles over the bar. Is that any better? Oh no. That's well too dark. Well too dark. Oh, Haaland's just put it wide. Haaland's just put it wide. Lewandowski's just put Barcelona in front, 2-1. against Girona. Do, 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 do. Fascinated to see then how... Oh, Bournemouth player down. Is it Tyler Adams? That'd be another blow if he has to go off. Jesus. Yeah, he's not looking so good. This has not been a good start. This has not been a good start from Bournemouth. Lewis Cook, a central midfielder, is playing at right back for Bournemouth, and Matheus Nunes, a central midfielder, is playing at right back for Manchester City. So, handball and a penalty. I knew that one was coming. Could see that one was coming. Oh, that's ruined this game, hasn't it? There was no hesitation from the ref there, and Tyler Adams hasn't even complained. He knocks it. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, now come on. Come on. His hand's up here. Yeah, if your hand's up here, it's your hand. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it probably is a penalty. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. And Haaland's going to take a penalty now. That's really, really frustrating. I was hoping Bournemouth might go through. And they still might, I guess. They still might, but it's Haaland to step up and take a penalty here. This is gonna be really big for City if they can make it count. It's gonna be a really big one. He doesn't tend to miss penalties though, Haaland, does he? Let's be straight. Come on, Kepa. Keep him out. I feel nervous for Bournemouth. They're almost my team. They're like my second team. Come on, Kepa. Keep him out. Keep him out. Get in there! Yes! What a save! That was a shocking penalty. That was an outrageous penalty. Not good enough. And Bournemouth are on the counter at the other end. Hey, that's a penalty! Oh, that might have been the area at the other end. I tell you what. Great save from Kepa. Straight up the other end. I just want to check this Bournemouth one at the other end. I don't know if they got VAR in this one. I hope they do. Because I tell you what, there was a shove from Gundogan and the referee's given a free kick. Looked to me like he was in the corner of the penalty area. It's a free kick to Bournemouth now, right outside the City penalty area. That's how quickly football can change. How quickly football can change. We've gone from potentially City 1-0 to straight up the other end, Bournemouth with a free kick. Whipped in, cleared away by Ederson. That's good play by Kluivert. Stands it to the back stick. Too far. Well, there you go. We've already had a big moment 14 minutes into the game. A big moment. Oh, it's going to be a good game, this one. I've got a good feeling about it. That might just be the jinx that we didn't need. Goal kick. Oh, that's silly. Haaland's in behind here. 1-on-1. Must be. I can't believe what I've just seen. Haaland's having an absolute murder here. He's just gone straight through, clean through. I mean, it is on his weaker foot, but he should score. He really should score. It's a simple one to just lift it over Kepa, and he's put far too much on it. It's cleared the goal. It's gone right over the top, and that's two massive, massive chances that Erling Haaland has missed already in the first 15 minutes. And look, I've got to say this. He won't miss many more of them. Bournemouth have given him two big opportunities in the opening 15 minutes now. You could look at that and laugh, and you could say, if you're a Bournemouth fan, oh yeah, great, we're going to win today, that's a good omen. You can't keep doing that with Erling Haaland. You can't keep doing that with Erling. I'm telling you, the next one he scores, the next one that guy scores. Edward, I'm back. What's happened? Not an awful lot, mate, to be honest. I mean, we've had Bournemouth haven't really done an awful lot in the first 15 minutes, but City have missed a penalty. Erling Haaland was a penalty, it was an handball. Manchester City got a penalty. Erling Haaland stepped up. He didn't miss it, actually. I hate when people say that. He didn't miss it. Kepa saved it. Kepa saved the penalty. And then about 2 minutes ago, ball got played over the top. Erling Haaland, 1-on-1 with the keeper, puts it over the bar. So, I'm not jumping the gun, but City, they're missing some chances. But Bournemouth are giving them some chances, so it's a tough one to call either way. Really tough one to call. But already, we've seen more open and clear chances in this game, I think, in the opening 15-20 minutes than we did in the first half of Villa-Preston, the first half of Brighton-Forest, and the first half of Palace-Fulham. Fulham-Palace. Even the goals that Palace scored weren't really chances. Eze blasts one in from 25 yards, and then it's a good goal, the first one. But there's probably one chances in the first halves of those three games combined. We've had more clear chances in the first 15 minutes here. And Semenyo, brilliant. Oh, he went for the shot, and he really should have put that across the face of goal. He drove there at the fullback. Hell of a player, Antoine Semenyo. He's just such a turn of pace. Really good player. Edward, have you played FIFA lately? I haven't, mate. No, I was saying before, I really haven't. I haven't had time. I've been doing this. I'm either genuinely these days, 7 days a week, I am either filming or editing. That's it. Nothing else. Filming, editing. So, yeah, I'm putting an awful lot of time into that. I've not really had any time. I don't think I've played any games since maybe Christmas. And I started the channel just around Christmas time, so I haven't had time. I don't think, to be honest with you, mate, I wasn't that impressed with FIFA 25. I wasn't that impressed with it at all, so I might, at this point, given that I might do something over the summer. Once the season finishes, it might make sense to maybe do some playthroughs over the summer. That's probably the next time that I'll have real time to do it, so I might do some then. I have Palace winning the FA Cup. What about you? Yeah, Palace. Yeah, I think I agree with you, mate. I think Palace are the team I'm watching for. Maybe Bournemouth as well. I mean, look, they've started this one. It's a bit of an odd one because City have missed a penalty, and then they've missed a clear 1-on-1, but that was a poor ball from City. Cook out wide. Brooks. Stood in. Chance. It's in! It's in! Is it in? Is it onside? He is? He's onside. It's 1-0 Bournemouth. Get in there. Oh, Evan Nilsson or Cliver. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is yet. I've no idea, but there's a goal. There's a goal, and I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's Bournemouth 1, City 0. Oh, Nunes, you've had an absolute stinker there. Passes it right. Do you know what? That is rule number 1 when you're learning football. That's one of the things you get taught at youth level. You get taught that. Don't pass across the face of goal. Don't pass across the pitch when you're defending. If you're a fullback, you can't make that pass. You can't make that pass. It's like the one thing you're taught immediately. Hell of a ball, that from, is it Brooks or Christie? It's a fabulous ball, and Cliver gets it. It is going in, but Evan Nilsson gets the touch on it. And do you know what? That has to be an Evan Nilsson goal, because if Evan Nilsson doesn't get that touch, Kusanov clears that away. It's an Evan Nilsson goal. Clivert's goal is going in, but it is Evan Nilsson's goal. If he doesn't get that touch on the line, it's cleared away by Kusanov. So there you go, 1-0. 1-0 Bournemouth, Evan Nilsson. And how quick things can change. City miss a penalty. Oh, and I knew, do you know what? I knew this was going to be a good game. I said this, didn't I? Just before kickoff. This is going to be the one. We've saved the best till last. This is going to be the game where it's going to be open. There's going to be some goals. There's going to be some chances for both teams. And the first 20 minutes has played out just like that. Erling Haaland missing 2 gilt-edged chances. He's not in a good moment. He's not in a good moment. I've noticed a change of scenery. You have noticed a change of scenery, yes. What can I ask out of interest? What have you noticed that's different? What have you noticed that's different? I'm really intrigued what you've noticed that's different. Because obviously you've sensed a change of scenery. I can confirm there has been a change of scenery, but what's been different? Let me know. Be really interested to see what I've maybe not got right. Oh, good chance. I think it's Gundogan's just had a shot. Left-footed, low and hard to the bottom corner, and Kepa with a big save. Another big chance for City. They can't keep giving up these chances, Bournemouth. I hope now, because obviously goals change games, we know the old adage. I hope that Bournemouth don't sit back. I hope they keep going, they keep pressing, because they can go and get a second here. And I think they do have to play that way. I think if they try and sit off now and protect what they've got, I mean, take fewer risks, that's fine. Definitely take fewer risks. But don't take no risks. You've still got to push forward. You've still got to offer them something. The background is different. I never seen the Barca thing before. You've moved it round. So the lineup is exactly the same, believe it or not. The shirts, the Barcelona thing, the Real Madrid one. I think all the shirts are in exactly the same order as well. The only difference is that the camera is slightly closer. So you can't see my plant over this way. Chance. Ooh, straight across face goal. Yeah, so, yeah. But I've still got, to be honest, there's loads down here. Look, I've got a Nantes shirt. FC Nantes. There's loads of shirts down here that you still can't see. Just trying to make it into more of a studio office setup. I need a carpet though and a new chair, so I'm gonna get a new chair in the next week or so. This chair is a little bit dated. Barcelona 3-1. City with a long ball over the top again. Yes, and you're not looking straight on, you're looking to the left or the right. See, that I need to change, right? So the new place that I've come to now, the telly used to be, you'll know this, the telly used to be like here. Telly was there, so I was always looking straight on at it like that. Unfortunately now, the telly's over that way, which is annoying. So I'm trying to shift it back across, but I need to just play with things a little bit, try and figure out the setup, because you wouldn't necessarily off the camera. I've got lights, I've got other bits and bobs going on around here, so I need to try and figure out a place that I can put a telly so that I can watch the game and not be staring off to me right like this. But short term it'll do. I'm going to try and get it fixed for the derby. That's my goal. I need to be back on TikTok for the derby. No, I've got the projector. I say telly, but I meant projector. Yeah, it's one of the TikTok projectors that I'm using. But I've got to try and get back on TikTok for the derby on Wednesday. Ideally, I'd like to be on it for Tuesday's games. Here we go, Bournemouth are away here if they get this right. Oh, just behind him. Unlucky. Evan Nilsson did well there. Yeah, so I'm hoping with a bit of luck I can get live again on TikTok for Tuesday or Wednesday, because it's not good. I'm missing out. I'm missing out on absolutely loads of traffic from TikTok, so it's a right pain in the backside. My dad's going derby, an Arsenal game, and last game of the season. Oh, right, nice. Nice. The derbies, that's one I've never actually been to, I don't think. I've never been to an Anfield derby. Been to a Goodison derby, never been to an Anfield derby. The Arsenal game will be a good one, because by that point, I would imagine Arsenal are out of the Champions League, and I think Liverpool are probably going to drop some points over the next few weeks, and I think Arsenal probably will drop some points over the next few weeks as well, to be fair, but there might be an outside chance that we can win the league the day we play Arsenal, so they might have to do even. What's been the most recent game you've been to? Most recent game I went to was in the Europa League last year with my dad. I went watching Liverpool against Lask Linz in the Europa League, and we won 4-0. Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and I think Salah. Yeah, I think Diaz, Gakpo, Salah scored. It was a good game. It was freezing cold, and we got hospitality tickets. We got really good hospitality tickets, so managed to go to it, and it was really good. But I like going with my dad. I've been offered tickets before to other games and stuff, but I won't go on my own. I'd rather go with my dad. I've always gone with my dad. A few games I've been like away. I've travelled across Europe watching Liverpool with people from work and stuff. Um, went to Porto, went to Rome for the semi-final, went to Seville. Ball in. Whoa, that was a very good save from Kepa. Front post, nearly caught him out. Fulham game will be hard for us. I think the Everton game will be hard for us, mate. I mean, again, we've got a point to prove against Everton after that Goodison derby. We really, really need to beat Everton. If the players can't get up for that derby on Wednesday, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. That's a game where they've got not only is it a big game in terms of points and the league championship and all that sort of thing. It's a big game just for. I mean, it's the derby. Obviously, it's a big game, but I mean, the fact that they didn't beat us. They got an equaliser in the last minute, and then there was a big fight and a big flare up and all that nonsense. That to me, we have to get a result. We have to beat them. We have to beat them comfortably as well. But Everton are really tough under David Moyes, so it's going to be a tough one. It's not the same on your own. Prefer going with someone. No, I mean, I to be honest, have I ever been a game on? Yeah, I have. I've only been one game. I've only ever been one game on my own. One Liverpool game on my own, and it was Ludogorets. Liverpool against Ludogorets. It was the first game back in the Champions League in, I think, 2015. The year after the Gerrard slip. We got back in the Champions League and we got knocked out, I think, in the group stage. And it was Liverpool, Ludogorets, Bâle, and someone else, I think. And Real Madrid. I think that was it. It was Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bâle, and Ludogorets. And Real Madrid beat us home and away. Ludogorets were beating us at Anfield. It was our first game back in the Champions League. And Ludogorets took the lead just in front of me. And then I think in the last... It was about 5 minutes to go. And somehow Balotelli scored. And then Balotelli won a penalty, and Gerrard scored the penalty, and there was a big row between Balotelli and Gerrard over who was actually going to take the last minute penalty. Thankfully, Gerrard pulled rank, but we beat him that night. It was a horrible game, but that's the only game I've ever been to on my own. Every other one I've either been to with my dad or with lads from work. That's good football by City. Really good football. Really good football by City. Barcelona 4-1 against Girona, if you're interested. And Feyenoord have just gone ahead against Go Ahead Eagles. Salzburg 1-0 up against Rapid Vienna. That's a big game. Dortmund and Mainz is still 0-0. Salzburg's now 2-0 against Rapid. And AEK Athens are 0-0 with PAOK Salonika. Eric Lamela playing in midfield for AEK Athens today. I didn't even know he was still playing. 33. Oh, he's been at Sevilla, hasn't he? Been at Sevilla for the last 3 years. Barca or Real? I don't like either. The honest answer, I don't really like either. Yeah. I mean... Oh, that is unbelievable, whoever that was. I didn't see who that was coming forward from Bournemouth's midfield, but that was a sensational bit of football. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I want to see who that player was then. It was Christie. It was Ryan Christie. Or was it Zabarnyi, actually? I don't know. It might have been Zabarnyi. But yeah, I don't like Barca or Real. I think both of them are kind of establishment clubs. I much prefer a Villarreal or maybe an Atletico. I've always liked Villarreal. I have always liked Villarreal. Mainly since they knocked Everton out of the Champions League. But I've always liked Villarreal. Always had a bit of a soft spot for them. Oh, that was a bit naughty. That could be a yellow card. Not even a free kick. Does he not even give a free kick for that? Oh, he has given a free kick. It's a yellow card. No red. That's... I'm not sure about that, you know. Not sure about that. He was running off his shoulder there. He was in behind. Let's have a look. Yeah, no. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. They kind of run across each other. So, yeah, I can understand that. I think even a yellow card's probably a little bit harsh in that case. I think intent. I think referees have to be able to determine intent. And intent has to be a big part of football. Like, I'm not a fan of handballs being... If someone blasts a ball at your hand from 4 inches away, it's handball. What? Just because your arm is out here? At different points, your arm is going to be out for balance and movement and whatever. So, I don't like that. I think they need to redefine the handball rule, and I think they need to redefine the offside rule, and I think they need to redefine... what's it called? The cards situation. What constitutes a yellow card? Oh, was that stayed out? How was that stayed out? Wonderful ball by David Brooks. It's bouncing towards the back post. Just needs a touch. Oh, that's so unlucky. Dortmund 1, Mainz 0. What's your thoughts on the Trent saga? I think I've just done a massive video on it, so if you want to go and see, you can go and see it on YouTube, but I've just done a video on it where I've talked about why I think he's going to regret it. I think he's going to regret the move. I think the reason he's going is just for to raise his profile. I think he's looking at it and going, well, I'd probably win trophies at Liverpool. I'd probably win some more at Real Madrid, but like the difference between maybe I'll win 5 more trophies at Liverpool and I might win 8 at Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like there's not going to be a massive amount of difference over the next 5 or 6 or 7 years or whatever. Real Madrid will win lots of trophies. They probably will win more than Liverpool, but Liverpool will win lots of trophies too. So I don't think that's going to be the reason that he goes. I don't think it's going to be about money, because apparently Liverpool have offered him more to stay than Real Madrid did. So, again, I don't think it's that. I think he wants to go, and he's already said he wants to try and win a Ballon d'Or. He wants to... to transcend football. He wants to try and make his name in something else. So I think it's about fashion. I think it's about him trying to raise the Trent 66 brand and, you know, make people aware of that. So I think it's just a business decision. It's just a straight up business decision. And, yeah, good luck to him. But I think he's going to regret it. I really do. Because he won't get the protection at Real Madrid that he does and that he has got at Liverpool. You got to think how often he's had... That's really good play by City. Cleared away by Bournemouth. You've got to think how often he's had protection from Fabinho or Henderson or Milner. He's always been able to bomb forward and had someone covering him. He's not going to get that at Real Madrid. At Liverpool, we've effectively built the team around him to maximise his strengths. Real Madrid aren't going to do that. Real Madrid are going to expect him to defend his 1v1s very, very well. And as we've seen, 1v1 defensive duels aren't Trent's strength. They really aren't. Edward, I genuinely think he's a snake, like Owen and McManaman. I don't think either of those players are snakes, though, mate. Personally, like, I don't even think Trent is. Like, I can't blame the lad for going, do you know what? I'm fed up of this country. I want to go and, like, live my life in Spain. I want to go and live in a lovely, hot country. I want to go and, you know, try playing for the biggest team in the world and all that. Like, I have no problem at all with players wanting to do that. Michael Owen was offered the opportunity to go and play up front with Ronaldo, with Zidane behind him, with Beckham crossing it in for him, with Roberto Carlos crossing it in from the other side, and Figo as well in front of him. Figo, Zidane, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos and Beckham. Not to mention Casillas in goal and Raul up front as well. Like, not to mention all of that. Like, you can't say that you definitely wouldn't think about it. So I have no problems at all with him going. I haven't got a problem with him going. I think the biggest issue for me is the way he's gone. It's the free, you know, it's that. It's, if you want to go, that's absolutely fine. But why not just, like, say it 2 years ago? Real Madrid would have paid 80 million for Trent 2 years ago. Or a year ago. They'd have paid it. They would have paid it. But maybe they wouldn't. Maybe that's why. Maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold has said, yes, I want to go and try something different. And Real Madrid have said, okay, well, look, the only way that we're going to sign you is if you sign with us on a free. And if you don't sign with us on a free, we won't sign you. Maybe that's what's happened. It's eminently possible, isn't it? So yeah, again, I have no problem at all with Owen, with McManaman, with Trent, or with Coutinho. Any of them players, I have no problem with them going. It's more that they went and it didn't work out for them. So it's funny, isn't it? It's a little bit like they've gone. They thought the grass was greener, and it's a little bit like, yeah. Who do you think you are, Bobby Big Boots? Get back in your box. You know, you thought you were better than the club. You thought you were better than us. You thought you could do better than this, and off you go. You didn't. You're not quite good enough. Yeah. Now you want to come crawling back. So I think it's a little bit of that. Kane, love it from Bournemouth. Haaland missing a pen is comedy gold. Hyson will go to Madrid. I think Hyson will go to Madrid. I hope not. I'd like to see him come to Liverpool, but I think he will. It's not even just Haaland missing the pen, you know. Haaland missing the pen and missing the 1v1. Like, he's not been at it. Reece, City should be missing, or City should be a one-man down. I don't think they should. What do you think for the Kusanov thing? I don't think he should have got sent off for that. They kind of just ran across each other. He didn't trip him. They just ran across each other. So I find it difficult to say that's a red card, personally. Oh, that's wonderful play by City. Cleared away. Right, we've got 30 seconds or so to half time. Ooh, nicely done. Kusanov. Good player, Kusanov. Do we think Semenyo moves on this summer? Again, it's difficult, isn't it? Because a lot is to be decided, I guess, from in the sense of who gets Europe. You know, because I think if Bournemouth were to get European football, which, again, entirely possible, they might even get Champions League. I think if Bournemouth were to get European football, there's a number of players who would look at it and go, I might stay. Like, they've no need to go and... Semenyo, as good as he is, Is he gonna? Is he gonna get an offer from a Champions League club? Oh, skied over the bar. Yeah, is he gonna get an offer from a Champions League club? I'm not sure he is. Emre Can's just scored to put Dortmund 2-0 up against Mainz. Edward, unpopular opinion, but I like Udogie from Spurs. I'd take him at the Reds. He's okay. Yeah, he's okay. I think there's better left backs than him though. I have to say, I honestly have no problem with Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson was our best player against PSG, and like I still think he's as reliable as they come. There you go, half time. Yeah, I still think Andy Robertson's very, very reliable. I have no problem at all with him. With him sticking around and being our number one left back next season, and maybe we just buy a younger one. I do think we need a left back because Tsimikas probably isn't the right fit. But whoever we sign at left back, they're not going to come in and walk straight in and be immediate first choice. Andy Robertson's our first choice left back. So yeah, I think Kirkes, that'd be nice. Are we going to pay 60, 70 million to get him out of Bournemouth? It might only be 50, but if Bournemouth get European football, then it's going to be more, isn't it? It's going to be 60 million, it's going to be 70 million. Reese, I reckon Kluivert will move on soon. Yeah, I mean Kluivert's one of them, isn't he? He's already been to Roma. He's had a taste of European football. The way he's performed this season, I think a number of clubs would be tempted by Justin Kluivert. Do you know what? I think with Kluivert, there's teams. Kluivert probably goes in, and Semenyo's probably in this category as well. They're probably in the Mbermo category of a top side would look at them. Arsenal would look at Brentford's for. Arsenal would look at Mbermo. Liverpool would look at Mbermo, but he'd only ever be a backup there. Whereas I think if Mbermo was to go to, say, Villa or Newcastle or Brighton definitely, but I'm not sure Brighton pay that money for Mbermo. I'm not sure that's the type of signing, but he's certainly a Villa signing. Although Villa have just signed Marlon for that side, they've still got Bailey, they've still got Rashford, they've still got Rodgers, they've still got Jacob Ramsey, they've still got a lot of players, Asensio, they've still got a lot of players who play in that wide area. So I don't think Villa would. But Newcastle are desperate for a wide player. They really are. Newcastle are desperate for a wide player. So someone like Mbermo would be perfect for them. Semenyo, left-sided player. Arsenal need a left-sided player. Liverpool probably need a left-sided player because I think Diaz is almost certainly going. It's going to be a big, big summer, It's going to be a massive summer. Diaz is going. I think Núñez is going. I think Jota is going. I think there's a very good chance that by the end of the summer window, Liverpool have maybe two, maybe Salah and Gakpo. I still think Salah stays, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just Gakpo. Maybe Salah, Núñez, Jota and Diaz all leave. I could see that happening, but I think Salah stays. I think Gakpo and Salah definitely stay. And because of that, Liverpool probably then have to go out and sign maybe 3 attackers. It's going to be a big, big summer. Believe me, it's going to be a very big summer. And I think the three attackers, that sort of profile we would need to go for is maybe... Because Chiesa could go as well, maybe Elliott goes as well. These are all players that could move on at Liverpool and would likely go to a mid-table, a Bournemouth. So Harvey Elliott would be perfect for Bournemouth, I think we'd all agree. Harvey Elliott would be great for Brighton. Harvey Elliott, I think, would be great even for Newcastle. But there's quite a few players that I think will move this summer. And depending on where those teams finish up, Bournemouth, Brighton, Newcastle, Fulham, Brentford, Chelsea, City, Forest. There's a lot of moving parts in there. Christ, imagine City don't finish in the Champions League. If City don't have Champions League football next season, there'll be some players there immediately who go, I'm off. I am gone. You are a long time retired. I have to be playing Champions League football. You couldn't see Erling Haaland rolling out in the Europa League, could you? Feyenoord 3, go ahead Eagles 2. Sky Sports have just done a profile on We're Next for Matthias Cunha. Oh, I hope it's Liverpool. He's a great player, Matthias Cunha. Great player. Roy Keane. Manchester City just strolling around the place. Manchester City, they're just strolling around the place. You can just tell. You can tell immediately what sort of mood Roy Keane's in. He's just so dismissive. Ian Wright, they don't seem in the vibe. They don't seem up for it. This is it, you know. Do we think the problems at City run deeper than just Pep Guardiola? Is it bigger than the Rodri injury? Is it bigger than, players getting a little bit older? Is it bigger than all that? Yeah, to me, I just cannot understand for the life of me why Manchester City are they've got this set up at the minute with Pep Guardiola, and I get the feeling that they're gonna make quite big changes in the summer. Not just to the playing squad, actually. I think to the staff, because whatever has happened, obviously Arteta moved on. He's been at Arsenal a number of years, but they've not quite had a settled backroom team since then. There's been a few ins and outs, hasn't there? And I just think that there's going to be a lot of upheaval at City this summer, and maybe part of what we're seeing on the pitch right now is that kind of bearing fruit. Do you know what I mean? The fact that we're seeing players underperforming, we're seeing there not really being an awful lot of energy on the pitch, there not really being an awful lot of a cohesive attitude, the application from the players is poor. I get the feeling that we're talking about either players already know that there's going to be something happening with the 115 and maybe there's a big ban coming or a big something. It just feels like all the players have been told in the summer this is all getting dismantled, and they're now just gutted or in the unknown, not having a clue what's going to happen. Kane, TikTok have said I've broken community guidelines twice. Why? Have they given you any indication? Have you able? Can you appeal it? Honestly, mate, TikTok. I don't know what's going on with them, but apparently they've stopped people using the streaming software that I am using. They want people to use TikTok Live. But the problem is, if you use TikTok Live Studio on your laptop, you can only stream to that. You can't stream to that and other things simultaneously. Or if you can, I don't know how you do it. If someone in the chat wants to tell me, that'd be amazing. But as far as I'm aware, you can only stream to one program at a time. So I've been streaming via Streamlabs, and I've been able to do it via TikTok and YouTube and whatever, but all of a sudden now, apparently TikTok are kind of being a little bit militant with it and saying, no, you need to, if you're streaming on TikTok, you need to do it through the TikTok studio, that's it. Someone said I'm 12, so I said sarcastically, yes, mate, I'm 12. Yeah, well, you deserve it then. You deserve it then, don't you? Take your ban. And then my mate uploaded a UFC video, so I said something like, knock him out. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could make sense of a lot of what... I got a first warning. I think you get a first warning, then you get a strike, is that right? So I've never had either. But I got a first warning yesterday because one of the videos that I posted, I think I'd said something in one of the videos. That was it. I'd said something in one of the videos about Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not going to get the cover at Real Madrid that he gets at Liverpool. He gets a lot of protection at Liverpool. And, whether or not maybe it's Milner, maybe it's Henderson, maybe it's Fabinho, maybe it's Gini Wijnaldum, whoever it's been over the years, there's always been someone in the right side of that midfield three, so that when Trent bombs forward and abandons his post, Wijnaldum, Milner, Fabinho, Henderson, whoever it's been, has drifted across and covered the right back position. So we've always had someone there. And I was like, he's not going to get that at Real Madrid. And some guy commented, put in the comments saying something like, when did Gini Wijnaldum ever cover for Trent? He played on the left. And it just wound me up. I think I was just having one of them days where I was just like, what are you on about? That's not even the point of this. Why are you put... And I think I commented back and said something like, what a stupid hill to die on. Like, what a stupid hill that is to die on. You've chosen that battle. Why? But there you go. That got flagged as a strike. It's not as a strike, sorry. As a first warning. If I do it again, then I get a strike. So, yeah. Yeah, the abuse under my video keeps continuing. Oh... Yeah, I mean, they're never going to regulate that. But why would you want them to as well? Do you know what? Mate, I think you're in such an advantageous position. I really do. I envy it because you will have so much growth just from that, I promise you. You will get so much... I mean, and it already has happened, hasn't it? Your channel's flying, I don't know where you was on not that long ago, but it feels like you're heading closer to that 3K mark every single time I glance at your channel. So you're doing really, really well. So just keep going, mate. Just keep going. Don't worry about what they're saying. Like I said, it's all helping you, isn't it? All helping you. Tempted to do something for me to get me a gimmick or something, get a little hat or something, or a little, I don't know, some funny glasses or something. I don't know, something they can rip me about rather, beyond just stupid football opinions, because that's all they seem to have on me at the minute. Sure, there's other things. I've had Jason Manford, I've had Peter Kay, I've had a fair few things, but nothing that's like particularly abusive. Just water off a duck's back. I'm quite lucky, I guess. I've not had anything really, really all that horrible said to me. Nothing that keeps you awake at night anyway, and it shouldn't. Whatever it is, like I say, it's all comments. They all help your channel. They all help you grow. They're all helping you at some point, make money and do what you want to do in life. So just be thankful of them. Oh, here's O'Reilly coming on. O'Reilly for Kusanov. Interesting. Okay, Kusanov's coming off. It's not like I'm complaining, but the rules are stupid. Like, you have to put things into context. I think it's automated, isn't it? I could be wrong, but I think the TikTok rules are like there's probably a list of words that they have that as soon as you type them, it's just immediately flagged, and then it goes into another like little system, another AI system that looks at it a little bit deeper and goes, yeah, that's definitely not inflammatory or offensive or racist or whatever. I don't ever think it's actually like a human being that looks at the comment and the context that it's been put in. Because I can understand, actually, to be fair, the phrase "a hill to die on." Maybe it's quite an English phrase. Maybe the Americans and the Chinese don't necessarily know what that means. Obviously, TikTok being a Chinese app. So maybe people don't necessarily know that expression, "a hill to die on," and it might sound like death or threats or something like that to a computer, to an AI robot. But it's not, obviously, is it? It's just a hill to die on. Just means it's a really odd opinion, and you're fighting for a really silly opinion. It's like a silly right, something that you. Why would you put your time and effort into commenting that? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But hey, people say and do all sorts of silly things, myself included. We're off. Why have I not started it? Ali, oh. I've got to do my predictions for the Premier League games in midweek. So I need to write them down. So we've got Premier League games this week. We have Arsenal against Fulham. Interesting. Wolves, West Ham. Bit of a nothing game, that one, isn't it, I guess. Forest, Man United. Bournemouth, Ipswich. Bournemouth-Ipswich will be a good game. Again, Ipswich have to do something. If Ipswich don't get a result in the next couple of games, then the bottom three is just all sealed up, isn't it? There's just nothing. There's absolutely nothing else. Brighton, Villa. Saying that, Bournemouth. They've started this half quite well, pressing the keeper just well there. Brighton against Villa. Oh, O'Reilly's in behind here. Oh, it's 1-1. Was that Nico O'Reilly? Jesus Christ. Pep Guardiola, yeah. I mean, that is unbelievable what I've just seen there. O'Reilly has just bombed forward down that left-hand side. Unbelievable play. Do you know what? That's Lewis Cook, that. That's Lewis Cook. Why have you got a right back? You've got a centre mid playing it right back. And what happens, what happens is if you've got a centre mid playing at right back, they drift inside. They drift inside and they abandon the post because they're used to being in the centre of the pitch. So he's pushed all the way in and Nico Riley's just gone, I'll have a bit of that, and bombed over his shoulder. Shot forward. Great play. 1-1. And all that hard work in the first half, gone. Haaland, 1-1. Exceptional. So we've got Brighton and Villa. Sorry, I'll be back with you 1 second. Brighton and Villa. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Man City against Leicester. I mean, they've not been great today, but I would imagine that's still going to be 4 or 5. Newcastle, Brentford. Now that one's a tricky one. Brentford have got one of the best away records in the league, you know. Brentford are flying away from home. They're pretty crap at home, but they're doing really good away from home. So maybe outside chance. Southampton, Palace. Nothing other than a Palace win there. Nothing other than a Palace win. Chelsea and Spurs is on Thursday. Again, that one's really tough to call. And Liverpool-Everton, obviously, on Wednesday night, the Merseyside derby. So, I mean, there's probably 1, 2. There's probably 3 games out of those 10 that I would hang my hat on and say absolutely certain of the result, of the outcome. Maybe not the score, but I would be incredibly surprised if we saw anything other than Palace beating Southampton, Man City beating Leicester, and Bournemouth beating Ipswich. Just those, and again, there's nothing, that's not really sophisticated. The bottom 3 teams all losing. I think all 3 of them lose. I can't see any of them getting anything, even a point. But the other 7 could go either way. Arsenal against Fulham. Fulham could easily get something there. Wolves against West Ham. Again, flip of a coin. Forest Man United. Flip of a coin. Brighton Villa. Same again. Newcastle Brentford. Same again. Chelsea Spurs. Again, could go either way. And Liverpool Everton. I think Liverpool will win. But I wouldn't rule out a draw either. We've been pretty, again, leggy, a bit tired. I'm hoping the international break has just refreshed Liverpool. Kane, I'm thinking about doing a little live on Tuesday for the United game, for the Forest United game. We could do it if you want. I mean, you don't have to. You should do a live. I think you should do a live. It'd help you. But if you want to do one, could do one together if you want. I'll jump on a TikTok with you if you want to do a live together. I'll have my YouTube stuff going, and because I can't do TikTok on here at the minute. So if you did want a bit of whatever moral support, because it is hard on a live if you've not got anyone to bounce off. It's a lot easier if you're watching it with someone. But don't feel pressured into doing so. If you want to jump on a live, I'll do a live with you. Because that's the game I was going to do on Tuesday anyway, Forest and United. Going to do a match preview, I think, but I'm not entirely sure until tomorrow. All right, no rush, mate. If you do, it's fine. If you don't worry about it. Absolutely no pressure. But what I was thinking of doing anyway was, because I don't want to miss out on the TikTok traffic. We get quite a lot in there when we do these lives. So what I was going to do was set everything up on here, so I'm live on everything else until I get a solution from Streamlabs, and just get my phone. I've got a little stand here. Just plonk my phone on that, like that, bang, and just film. So I might just do that, and I'll just have my phone over here, filming this way, camera filming this way, I'll just do that. So if you do decide to, then we can. I can jump on one with you. If not, and you want to do your own thing, just as good. City are going to win this now, aren't they? You can tell. City have just come out with a little bit of that, little bit of an air of confidence in the second half. City have just rolled off another one there, haven't they, from the production line? Nico O'Reilly. He looks some player. Looks like a really talented player, really tidy. Lots of energy. You know, him, Rico Lewis. They've just done it again, haven't they? They know how to produce good footballers, City's academy. Does anyone in the chat know anything about cars? I don't know anything about cars. But I am looking at purchasing a new car. And I don't know whether or not to stay away from certain brands. Yeah. I'm looking at oh, Haaland, is he coming on? Well, I thought Haaland was going down then. He's not looking right, Haaland. He might have to come off here. That's poor from Bournemouth. Ooh, something's going on here. Soler's coming off. Okay, well, I was thinking I would do it like an hour beforehand, do a match preview, talk about the lineup and what mine would have been, things like that. Yeah, go for it. Hey, just do it. Have you gone live before? Have you done lives? You should just try it. Just. Not that I'm in any way like a seasoned veteran of lives now, but like it's just it's often a bit not lonely, but like if you've got no one or nothing to bounce off, like the chat is great. If you've got a chat, it's fine. And TikTok is always busy. YouTube maybe less so. But if you've got a chat, if you've got stuff going on, it's much better to have stuff coming in that you can look at and read and then bounce off the comments. It just makes it easier. Time flies dead quickly. But just try and fill the silences. Try and stay calm. You'll be it's nervy. You'll be a little bit anxious the first time you do it. It is or maybe you won't. I don't know. I don't know what you're like. Oh Christ! I don't know what you're like, mate. You might have a great amount of confidence, and it'll just be natural. You'll just fly. But it is a little bit nervy, a little bit anxiety inducing the first couple of times. I have got another United fan I'm mates with who also does TikTok. He's been asking me to go live and stuff. Should do. Do it with someone. Yeah, do it with someone you know, someone you trust, and someone you like, or someone you can have a bit of a chat with. Yeah, you might enjoy it. I quite like the lives now. I quite like them. I kind of prefer the lives to editing and recording. Um, but I need to look at my setup. I need someone who's really good with cameras and tech, because for whatever reason, I have no idea why, but when I'm recording now, like, so when I'm watching myself, if I go onto YouTube now, right? If I go onto YouTube now and I watch my own live, there's no delay, there's no problems. Oh no, there is a delay. Apologies. I don't know why there's a delay. Right, so that makes it even worse then. So when I checked my live that I did earlier this morning, I watched it back and I was like, oh, there's an audio delay of like half a second. I mean, it's not massive, but there's a little bit of an audio delay. Why is that happening? And I don't know why it is, other than maybe something in my setup, maybe a hardware issue. I've no idea. I have absolutely no idea. It's not anything configured on here. I have no idea. It's not a latency issue. I don't know. So I need someone's help to figure that out. But I think they'd probably have to come here and have a look at my setup. But that's the one thing that's bugging me at the minute, is my audio delay on my lives. Because I think it's going to annoy a few people. It's going to frustrate a few people. Marmouche coming on. Who's gone off? KDB? No, it's not KDB. Well, Marmouche has come on for someone. I don't know who it is, mind. But he's come on for someone. Pep Guardiola's been booked. Interesting. Haaland it is. Haaland's gone off. Marmouche has come back on. Yeah, I was going to say we're 60. Can't believe no one's told me we're not going at the right pace here. AK Athens 2, Pyox Salonika 0. Yeah, so I think this is probably going to be a City win. Bournemouth haven't really done an awful lot since that City goal. That City goal came after the second half. And it's just, yeah, I just can't see Bournemouth getting back into this now. They've just fallen away as soon as that Haaland goal went in. They didn't look. It kind of shell shocked them. You can see they've just not looked the same. They've not had the same intensity. City are passing it a bit slicker. They're half a yard sharper. Here's O'Reilly again. Chance. Marmouche. Oh, it's 2. There you go. Hang on a minute. Is there a check here? What's going on? A little bit of a check? I don't know. I'm hoping there's a check. Right, hang on a second. Let's just double check here what's going on, because it looks to me like Kepa's had an absolute disaster. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, Kepa. Kepa. No, that's poor. That's really poor. It's 2-1 City. That's a shocker. Most expensive keeper in the world, by the way. Also, with a live, might get to 10k quicker. I mean, again, you might do, mate. You might do. I don't know why. I don't know how yours will be. Yours might be, or probably will be, a lot better, a lot different to mine. But I've found I've gone live. Do you remember the thingy ones, the team of the season, the team of the season lives were at different points in that we had like 1,200, 1,500 people in the live at different points. Like, it was massive. It was really intense. The chat was going nuts. And I had that going for, I think I was on that live for nearly 5 hours, believe it or not. 5 hours. It's like one of the longest, easily the longest live I've ever done. But I've never known anyone to go live for that long. But I stayed on because I was like, this is going to be massive. There's loads of people in the chat. There's loads of people firing loads of comments in. So I might as well stay on for as long as I can and ride it out. And there was plenty of people in the chat, like, firing loads of stuff in back and forth. Loads of people giving loads of love and comments and likes and whatever and all that good stuff. Chance, Marmouche, might be 3. Played away. They're going to finish this off, City. Corner to City. Yeah, so there was loads of stuff going on in the chat. It was dead busy. And I was on the live for 5 hours, and when I got off, I think maybe an extra 100 and something followers. Like, which is not bad. Like, that's all right. That's a good day, isn't it? But I would have thought 5 hours, 1,500, 1,000 people in the chat, sometimes even just 500 in the chat, but always lots and lots of stuff going on in the chat. I would have thought that it would have been a little bit more. So you can never predict it. I think to get the most on lives, you've got to keep doing lots and lots of lives. But your vids are getting like millions of views. You should just keep doing vids as well. I think vids are probably the way for you to get to 10k. You'll fly to 10k. Just keep doing your vids, mate. You're doing really well. It's all a bit flat now for Bournemouth. Nico Riley again. He's been a game changer for City since he's come on. He has. He's been an absolute game changer. Oh, I'm a bit gutted for Bournemouth then, because I was kind of hoping they'd turn this round, but I suspect now we'll see City get to the final. It's probably going to be a City Villa final, isn't it? I was hoping for maybe a Palace Bournemouth one, but I think it might be a City Villa one. Where's Nico O'Reilly from? Because I'll tell you something. if Nico O'Reilly is English, (6'2", playing at left back and in midfield. I mean, the way he's drove forward in this half and he's defended really, really well. I mean, he's one to watch for next season, you know. Kind of wish I could change my Thomas Tuchel 12 diamonds to watch out for the England World Cup next year. Because I'd have probably put Nico O'Reilly in there. Looks a really, really good player. Look at that. He's so big as well. Like, he's 6'2". He looks bigger than that, though. I don't know if it's just because of his hair. Like, he's got a big head of hair as well. But he looks taller than that as well. He looks like he's 6'3", 6'4". He's so strong on the ball. So quick. Grealish. Yellow card for Bournemouth. Lewis Cook. He's not had a good day. He's not had a good day. That was a dive from Grealish. What a surprise. What a surprise. Bournemouth just getting it away. Here's Gundogan flying forward. Chance. He's going for the free kick there, but he's never going to get it. Nico O'Reilly wins the header again. Different class. Different class. He's been the find. He's been the performer of the day coming on. Changed the game. Been involved in both goals. Defensively really sound. Top performance from Nico O'Reilly coming off the bench. Here's Evan Nilsson for Bournemouth. Can they get back into it? They're gonna have to change an awful lot because they've not had a kick. They've not had a kick in the last 20 minutes, half an hour. They've not had a kick. It's been all City. Not good enough. Is this Dango Ouattara coming on? No. It's going to be another change here for City. Dortmund 3, Mainz 0. So we've got City v Forest and Palace against Villa at Wembley on the 26th and 27th of April. So we're only about a month away. Alex Scott for Evan Nilsson. And it looks like it's going to be Adam Smith for Ryan Christie. Odd change, you'd have to say. Okay. Right, let's have a little look at the chat. Where are we up to? Marmoush has been an excellent signing for Manchester City. Could be top scorer in the league next season. That's a bold claim. I'm not sure he's going to be that sort of a player in terms of how prolific he will be. I think he'll score quite a lot for City. Don't get me wrong. He'll absolutely score goals. He's a very, very good player. But I don't know if City are going to use him in that way. I think we'll see him probably played more often than not from a wide area, and maybe he will go more central when Haaland comes off, or maybe in cup games and things like that. Oh, that's a foul, sir. He never got the ball. That's so bad. So bad, these referees. But if you look at City's team, there's quite a lot of players in that City team now who probably won't be there next season. De Bruyne, I think De Bruyne goes. I think Bernardo Silva probably goes. Bernardo Silva's 30, which I know is still quite young for a player, but I think there's an outside chance he probably goes. Gundogan almost certainly goes. I think Kovacic, maybe. Kovacic is a maybe, certainly. Grealish. I think they'd probably accept an offer for Doku if one was forthcoming. I think they'd probably accept offers for people like McAtee. Maybe even Rodri, Maybe even Rodri. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe Rodri gets back fit and they decide, yeah, do you know what, we'll probably move you on. We'll take a little bit of money, and maybe he goes back to Spain. Maybe he goes back to Madrid, Atletico, or maybe now. But John Stones will be ready to go by the end of the season. 31. He's played very little football. He's been injured quite a bit, so I think John Stones would probably move on as well. And I do wonder if they might take a view on Oscar Bob as well. Because Oscar Bob's, again, as good as he's been, he's not played any football really now for about, 18 months, something like that. He's played for the under-21s this season, I think, but he's been out for a really long time. And, yeah, I think he might struggle to get back into the City team. And he probably needs games. Right, corner to Manchester City. Floated in. Cleared away. Do this all day. Bournemouth, they'll be happy enough with that. Dortmund 3, Mainz 1. I can't believe how underrated that Vardiol is. I can't understand why so many people think he's. Oh, that's a foul. I can't understand why so many people think he's just an average fullback. He's very, very expensive, but I think he's different class. He's so good. City's best defender. In fact, I'd go as far as saying that. Well, we're entering the last 10 minutes. Is there a chance here for Bournemouth? Are they going to have a late salvo to try and turn this round? There's got to be something. Bournemouth have got to do something to try and make this work. They've been so flat since that Haaland goal. And even more so since the Marmoush one. They're going to go with a long throw now. It's going to be Hill. Hill who throws it in long. The old Dave Challoner special. Long into the box, flick on. Cleared away and all the way back to Zabarnyi. Oh, City on the counter-attack here if they get this right. Marmoush up against Zabarnyi. Oh, Marmoush very nearly got it to De Bruyne there. City had a chance there on the counter. They could have finished it. Could have killed it off. That's much better for Bournemouth. Much, much better. They're keeping hold of the ball a little bit more now. This is good. Smith flying down the right-hand side. They do need to just quicken it up half a step. Just a little bit more intensity in the passes. A little bit of... I don't know if it's just tiredness in the legs or tiredness in the mind or what, but they just need to liven things up a little bit. Sharpen up the touches. Here's Bernardo Silva out to Grealish. Foul off the ball there from Bernardo Silva. Justice. I hate him. Hate him. You know, there's some players you just hate. You don't really have a particular reason. Just don't like him. Bernardo Silva. Don't like him. Never liked him. Wonderful player, but I hate him. Grealish is another one. Although I can't dislike him. Grealish, great play. Shot off the post by Gundogan. Oh, comes back out to De Bruyne. Gundogan again. Corner kick. Whew, City very nearly finishing the game off there. It's a wonderful little shot, curling away from goal. He was leaning back. Didn't look like he had the power on it to beat him, to be honest. Went through a slew of bodies. And, yeah, Bournemouth very nearly killed off there. Here's McAtee and... Who's that? McAtee and Nico, is it? Nico Gonzalez. Gundogan's going to go off after he's just hit the post. And McAtee's coming on. And then I assume the other change, while... Who's that coming off? It's Nico for Kovacic. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. De Bruyne, Grealish. City just slowing the game down now, as you'd expect. Grealish running in. I was going to say, do you know what? There was an opportunity there for Grealish. He's just picked up the ball and cut inside on his right foot. And he was basically in the same position that Eze was in for Palace yesterday. Pitch had opened up in front of him. There was nobody really coming to close him down. He was on his right foot. 25 yards out. This is a guy who hasn't had a shot, hasn't had an assist or a goal in God knows how long. He's really Again, I think that's like a bag of bricks on his back. He just needs to get a goal or an assist. And it's an odd thing when you see him get an opportunity and he doesn't shoot. He doesn't choose to shoot. So, yeah, unusual, unique. Right, Bournemouth are just quicker in the pace up now. Evan Nilsson. Can they get this right? Must be. Oh, poor touch. Really poor touch. They did have a chance there. Watch this out for a corner. No. AK2, PAOK Salonika 0. Can they get this right? Oh, just over the top. Unlucky Lewis Cook. Come on, Bournemouth. Last 5 minutes. Let's have a big finish. Let's have a big finish. One last push. Let's go for it. That's a big stat, isn't it? City have won 4 out of their last 15 away games. 4? Given how imperious City were all last season, well, for the last however many years, 4 out of their last 15 games. That's a yellow card, ref. Come on. At what point do you card him for time wasting? Oh, he's already had a yellow card and he's still time wasting. That's a good point. Do you know, I saw Mark Clattenburg talk about this on the Overlap the other week, and I think that's another thing that needs a little bit of reform in football. I had to completely agree with him when he said that when a player is time wasting, when a referee determines that a player is time wasting, it shouldn't be a yellow card. It should be ball down, it's a throw into the other team, or if he's wasting time on a goal kick, it's a corner. And the ref would only have to do it once, and every other team would quicken things up. I guarantee you. He would do it once, and every other team would see it and go, we don't want that. Don't take any chances. You have 6 seconds. Get the ball thrown in. Get the ball up the pitch. Whatever you're doing. But you cannot concede a corner or lose a throw-in, lose possession over something like that. And it is just gamesmanship. It's not right. They have to do something about that. They really do. City fans throwing balls onto the pitch. Here we go. We're coming into the last 3 minutes now, plus injury time. Nico O'Reilly again winning his individual battles. Really, really good play. He's so good. He has been the star. If he doesn't get out of the match in this, there's no justice. No justice. De Bruyne is going to take a dive here and get a free kick. It's really good play by City. Really neat and tidy. Yeah, you could see it, honestly, as soon as that goal went in. I think the decision to bring on Nico O'Reilly at half-time was a masterstroke from Pep Guardiola. He's done so well with that. So well. It was the right move at the right time. Get up. Whoever that is. Is that McAtee? Get up. Rat. Dive. That was a dive. ITV have just said that they're going to have to deliberate over the play of the match. You absolutely don't. It's that man there. He's just done it again. Winning possession when he had absolutely no business to. Carrying the ball up the pitch and getting City out of a sticky situation. He's so good. Yeah, City are managing this very, very well. Bournemouth haven't got near the ball at the minute. Ball over the top for McAtee. He's no interest in going anywhere other than the corner flag. Just hold it up, hold it up. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Grealish. There's a foul. Grealish is always good at buying a foul. Buying a foul. It's probably more accurately drawing a foul, isn't it? He's very good at kind of getting you to put your foot in and rolling it back and going over your leg very quickly. So it's just frustration from Bournemouth at this point. There's they've had a big opportunity here. They've gone 1-0 up, and look, you know, City do deserve to go through. You know, City have missed a penalty. They've missed a one-on-one. They've had a lot of chances in the game. They've hit the post. Let's be straight. The balance on the balance of play, City have deserved to go through. They've been the better team. 7 minutes. That's a bit of an opportunity for Bournemouth then. 7 minutes. So yeah. So I think there's a Kane, drop me a message later about the Discord, mate. I will do. I'll drop you a message as soon as I'm done with this, mate. I'll update it and get everything going, and we can I'll send you a message with a link to it. This is just a big opportunity missed for Bournemouth, because once you go 1-0 up at home to City, I feel like City should have had to work a lot harder to get back in the game than they did. They came out in the second half and it was a waltz for them. Bournemouth switched off. Oh, they're in behind again. It's a big chance. Marmoush, if you can get... No, he's missed it. Marmoush has messed it up. And you guys in the chat were saying this guy's going to be the top scorer in the league next season. City have wasted some chances today, haven't they? Whether it be Haaland or Marmoush. McAtee. Nico. Bernardo. They're bloody good, aren't they? This is where City, even as bad as they've been this season, I don't think there's a team in football as good at this. Closing a game down. Here's Grealish, steps inside. Oh, what you doing? Chance. Oh, City. Honestly, how are Bournemouth not dead and buried here? Good play by Nico O'Reilly. Good save by Kepa Arrizabalaga it was, but again, I'm looking at it and going, City have just had 2 or 3 clear chances in the last 5 minutes. They've barely got a shot away. Grealish has been the most guilty. The pitch has opened up in front of him, and he's just needed to run at the goal, have a shot. Ball in. If Bournemouth get a goal here and equalise, there's no justice in football because City have battered them. I want them to. I really want Bournemouth to get something, but they don't deserve it. City have been the better team here. It was McAtee. It wasn't Marmoush. McAtee with the shot, and Kepa straight at him, to be honest. Right, City have got 3 minutes to hang on here, and it's not really a case of them hanging on, it's City who are more likely to score. Bournemouth have got 3 minutes, probably more accurately described, more aptly. Bournemouth have got 3 minutes to get hold of the ball and get it up the pitch. McAtee, chance if he can get it. Here's De Bruyne taking it into the corner. They're so good at this, City. So good. Hey, that was a foul. There's a foul. There you go. It's a foul. Free kick to Bournemouth now. They're going to pump it long. Yellow card to someone here. I'm not sure who it is. McAtee. Bournemouth desperate for a goal here. Chance if they can make it. Nah, no chance. 2 minutes. Sent long. Jesus Christ, ref. Just cleaned him out. Well done, Kepa. Oh, I'm not sure that was the right... Oh, that was silly. That was really silly from Kepa. And 90 seconds left. 90 seconds for City. We talked about Eric Lamela before. He's only gone and scored for AK Athens. There you go, man of the match, Nico O'Reilly. I said he would get it. He's absolutely deserved. He's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant since he's come on, the young lad. Really good play. Bournemouth have got 90 seconds. They've got to pump this long. Ball's gone up. Jefferson. No. Nope. And Grealish has got it now. He ain't losing it. Has he got a foul? No. Referee says play on. And that was silly. That was... Oh, that's so poor. That's a foul, and I think that might just do it. 30 seconds to go. I think that might just do it. Oh, Bournemouth. You had a real chance there. But hey, that's football. That's football. Unlucky Bournemouth. Well done to City. City deserve it. They do deserve it. You know, taking off my biased hat, I wanted Bournemouth to win, but City are the better team, and they did deserve it today. Okay, and this is where Bournemouth lack the quality. I think the quality is absolutely right, but I think in this particular game, it was probably more to do with experience. They came out in the second half, and I don't know what happened, but they couldn't get the foot on the ball. And all they needed to do, I think if you're Andoni Iraola, you say to them lads at half time, listen, you're going to get, at some point here, you're 1-0 up. At some point, you're going to get City's full, they're going to really come at you. So, for the next 10 minutes when you come out of this half, just keep hold of the ball. Nothing simple, nothing silly, just keep it simple. Just keep hold of the ball. And keep your shape. Just for the first 10-15 minutes of the half. Go through phases. Instead, they came out and within 2 minutes, City had chances and they were level again. It's just, to me, I think they've cost themselves here with experience. I mean, the fact they didn't have Kirkes, they didn't have Hyson, big losses, yeah, absolutely. That would have cost them real momentum. But I think the lack of experience in that Bournemouth team is a big one. It's a big one. Right. So that's the FA Cup semi-finals all done and dusted. There'll be the weekend of April 26th and 27th. It's going to be Crystal Palace against Aston Villa, and it's going to be Nottingham Forest against Man City. Who makes the final? Let me know what you think. I've got to say, I think my money's still on a Palace or on a Villa City final. I would have liked Palace to make it, and I still would like Palace to make it. But I think it's going to be Villa and City. Time will tell. Time will tell. I hope it's a team that's not Manchester City that wins the FA Cup. I want someone different. It'd be nice if we get a different winner of the FA Cup and a different winner of the League Cup. It'll show that there isn't this stupid glass ceiling that everyone talks about. And actually, there's teams moving in and out of the top 4, top 5. There's a different winner of the Premier League this year. There'll probably be a different winner of the Champions League this year than what we've seen in recent years. Probably someone new. Maybe PSG, maybe Bayern, maybe Inter. You never know. So it's going to be interesting. A really interesting season of football, and we've got a lot of football to come over the next few days. Midweek football. So I'm going to go and film my my predictions, the prediction show. There's 10 Premier League games across Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be live on Tuesday night for Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. I'm going to be live on Wednesday night for Liverpool against Everton, the Merseyside derby. And I'm going to be live on Thursday night for Chelsea against Tottenham. Make sure if you haven't already, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe if you're interested in this stuff, if you like this sort of thing. If you're a Premier League dad like me, if you're a football nerd like me, whatever the case may be, give us a follow, give us a like. Get over and give us a follow on TikTok, on Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. I'm on all of them. And either way, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Have a nice weekend.